There are guys that actually do the thing. I can't say it obviously. This is a PG audience. And there are guys that actually finance the thing. And I bet you, and I tell you facts. Some of us that we do the thing, we see when your alert enter. I'm just telling you on a coded level. Some of us that we do the thing, we will see when your alert enter. They will tell you thank you, and they will thank us in a different way.
This sounds like sports to you.
You understand? But I'm just telling you.
If I were to ask you what's the best league in the world, of course you think it's the Premier League, right? But is it really? What about the League One, or the Serie A, or the La Liga? I am Anishilowo, Jimmy Anishilowo, and this is Crossfire, and I'm here with Tunde and Tosin to discuss which is the most competitive league in the world. So Tunde, to you, what is the most competitive league in the world?
Yeah, Jimmy, I think that your answer is already in the question generally, because you yourself, there's a reason you started with the Premier League, and that's because the Premier League is the standard. I know that there are some people that will come and tell you, oh, actually, La Liga is better because I watch Mallorca versus Almeria or some other dumb game nobody cares about. The Premier League is the most marketable league in the world. It's the most watched league in the world. It's the most entertaining league in the world. La Liga players watch the Premier League when they are not playing ball. Players of other league watch the Premier League. Everybody's more interested in the Premier League. The Premier League is ultra competitive. Well, it was ultra competitive before Pep Guardiola came and ruined everything. But even if you and I'm not going to be obtuse and say, oh, the Premier League is still as competitive as it used to be, because honestly, pre-Pep Guardiola it was really competitive. But even without the like unpredictability aspect of it, just from the product perspective, it's a vastly better product than each of the top 5 leagues. Like no other league compares in terms of like the amount of packaging. Let me use a Nigerian term, even though it's an English word, but we have stolen the word. The amount of packaging that goes into the Premier League, the amount of shows that surround it, the amount of profiling for the players, even if you look at the financial aspect, Premier League clubs are Aston Villa, a traditionally mid-table Premier League team that they finally made the Champions League this year. They almost signed. This is Tosin that sit down here. They almost signed Barcelona sporting director. Ask him. Aston Villa almost signed Barcelona. In fact, they agreed with him. What's that name? I think Matteo Almani. They agreed with him, and he came to Birmingham to meet up with us to look around the club. And the only reason he did not sign was because he did not like the city. He liked living in Barcelona more. That's the only reason. Other than that, if Aston Villa can enter Barcelona and say, "Give me your guy," I want it. They're not trying to sign the players. How do I go to a bar and say you want to buy the bar? That's what Premier League teams are doing. So I don't think there's any contest here, but I'm sure Tosin will find a way to make it otherwise.
Well, Tosin, he has thrown the question to you. Do you agree with him that the Premier League is the most competitive, or do you have another league in mind?
Why would I agree with Tunde? Why would I agree with all the nonsense that Tunde spews out of his mouth?
Wow.
But let's look at it objectively. If you say the Premier League is the most competitive league in the world, and we are on the verge of the Premier League having the same team winning the Premier League for 4 straight seasons, how competitive is it really? Now, let's look at it. Some of us are historians of the game. We understand the entirety of football from its inception. But let's even look at modern day football. Let's even go, you know what? I don't want to dip into my well of knowledge. Let's just take 10 years.
Okay.
The last 10 years.
All right.
You look at the Champions League, the barometer of excellence in football in Europe. In the last 10 years, how many finals have Spanish teams been to? Forget I'm a Barcelona fan.
Okay.
In the last 10 years, a Spanish team has been in the Champions League 7 times, including this year in Wembley. The Champions League is going to be played in Wembley, England. The Spanish team is there. You understand? Which has included the likes of Real Madrid.
It's the same team.
It's a Spanish team. It's a Spanish team. Real Madrid has been to the Champions League final. Barcelona has been to the Champions League final. Atletico Madrid have been to 2 Champions League finals. You understand? Let's now look at England. Also a very, very good league. But the idea that it's better than the rest of the league by a significant margin is not just true. Let's actually now go to the Europa League. Last 10 years. You've in the last 10 years, no cap. Sevilla has won 5 Europa League titles. Last 10 years. Sevilla alone, 5 Europa League titles. And out of the last 10 years, obviously, there's a Spanish team in the Europa League. 7 out of those 10, we have to obviously include Atletico Madrid. So, how can you say the Premier League is the best league in the world when even in Europe they are struggling among their contemporaries in terms of obviously the biggest stage of football, which is the Champions League? Even as big as Spanish clubs are dominating European competitions, they are still like, you know what, let's create a European Super League. You understand? Because we are already so superior in terms of our quality of play. You can say, yes, we are in an English-speaking country. Nigeria is an English-speaking country. A lot of people have forgotten. Some of us are historians. We remember that Nigeria got an independence from our colonial masters in 1960. So obviously, it will be very, very apt for us to follow in the footsteps of an English-speaking league. You understand? And based on its marketing, it's tailored and geared towards us. We forgot it, obviously. Like I've said, the Nigeria Professional Football League is a show. So obviously you gravitate towards what you know. The Premier League is targeting. Some people are even crazy about fantasy Premier League football. That's fantastic. I don't. But in terms of the quality of football on the pitch, some of us that have eyes, we don't use glasses. You understand? Our vision is 2020. We see the game very well. We know that obviously the Spanish La Liga is the best league in the world.
Well, I think he was shading you on that one, but
Yeah, also wearing glasses.
so you said that the Premier League is the best league in the world, right? What do you think that the other leagues can do to meet up to that standard of excellence that you have outlined that makes the Premier League the best?
Thank you very much for that question. Okay. You see, I like when Tosin goes on his rant. He's usually saying nothing. But once in a while, when I zone back in, I'll hear him say one thing. And he said Sevilla has won 5 Europa League out of last 10, whatever. Let me tell you why that is. The teams, here's how the quality of the Premier League is. Everybody has money. Everybody can sign good players, which means that more teams are competing for European places. So even the teams that miss out on the Champions League, look at Premier League top 4 right now. Then look at the teams that are going to Europa League. Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United will most likely all go to either Europa League or UEFA Conference League. And all of those teams consider Thursday night football a distraction. That's why they don't necessarily win it, because their focus is on, it's on doing better in the league and getting higher positioning. So, but unlike La Liga, where if a Sevilla or any other Spanish team enters Europa League, they are fighting for their food literally, because there is no money anywhere. The TV rights money is 80% to Barcelona and Real Madrid, then 10% to Atletico Madrid, then that remaining 10%, the rest of the 17 teams will not share it. So if now 2 million you see, just hold and no complain, just hold and guide. So when you see Europa League, that's why they will be playing as if they want to die. If you meet them in Europa League, from round of 16, meet any Spanish team round of 16, you see, the guy who red masses there, he play calm down, this thing is not supposed to be that deep. Like, people that are still thinking of, when you play, you see, let's say Sevilla was Man United. Man, you might have an important league game on Sunday. They now look, okay, this Thursday, let's just take it easy, rotate and rest this day. They will not play them against fully grown men that are playing for their salaries and lives, for their contracts. If you lose this match, you don't win the Europa League, the club doesn't have money, then they have to downsize and cut players. That's the reasoning behind La Liga players thinking when they go on Thursday and start flexing muscle and be playing with all their strength. So what can they do? Pay them more. TV rights money is for everybody. Share the sugar, let everybody have money. If everybody has money, the leagues will become more competitive. That's why the Premier League is where it is, because everybody literally has. You see, Nottingham Forest came from relegation and spent over 100 million. Barcelona cannot spend 100 million today. He's supporting Barcelona. Barcelona had to be selling the grass on their pitch. They sold grass, they sold naming rights, they sold everything. There's nothing Barcelona don't say. They put every level in the world just to be able to afford Ferran Torres. Newcastle is signing Isak for 60 million. That is it. You just need money. Cash is king. Cash rules the world. If you have money, you are the best. That's how it works. That's how it has ever worked anywhere in any walk of life. Not even remove football. Even like just remove football. The option, if there are 2 options, one has money, one does not have money. And I want Nigerian ladies to chip in here. One has money, one does not have money. Very careful. Who wins by default? No, talk to me. Who wins by default? So all this one I say, one thing. Real Madrid and Barcelona, of course. Historically big teams. they've by themselves carried the reputation of La Liga on their backs. But other than that, the entire league in total, if you say La Liga's top teams against England's top team, of course La Liga's top teams win just because of Real Madrid and Barcelona. But the entirety of the league, mention 2 Mallorca players as you sit down for here. Are you not like you watch La Liga? Call 2 Mallorca players. 2 people that play for America. Look, a Sevilla player can cut my hair tomorrow. I should not know that. I'm not even joking. Somebody from Real Betis, I can be doing conductor. I should not do. It should be speaking with Spanish accent. Can we be serious? I speak for the people on the street. Nobody knows these people. Can we move on?
Guy, you'll be shooting enough shots. Let's get Tosin. Fire your own back. Let's go.
Well, here's what I'll say. He's true. He's right about Ferran Torres. What a useless player. A very useless player. But let's actually look at the facts. And some of us, I talked about the comparative records in the Champions League and the Europa League, right? You know what I'll do? Let me actually just educate you. Let me just give you from this well of knowledge. It's not so people pay for this. When you look at this generation of players, the best players in this era, where did they make their name? They made it in La Liga. All the best players, they want to go to La Liga. The Cristiano Ronaldo that you talk about, that people always anchor as the pillar of the Premier League, where did he make his name? Where will Cristiano Ronaldo be remembered? Is it in the Premier League or is it what he did in La Liga? Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest player of this generation in La Liga. The Eden Hazard that they put on their head, Chelsea fans. Eden Hazard that they were shouting. 3-time Chelsea player of the year, Premier League player of the year, PFA player of the year twice. He said, no, I still need to go and prove myself in La Liga. He flopped, but he still went there. Gareth Bale, what will I go and do? 2-time PFA player of the year. I still need to go and prove myself. Test myself with the quality of La Liga.
And Mbappe is also going.
Mbappe, 5-time French League player of the year. I still need to go and prove myself in La Liga. The best players, Iniesta, Luka Modric, he still has to go and prove himself. And that shows you that even the players know that the standard of quality has to be in La Liga. You understand? The standard of quality has to be in La Liga. The idea that money defines it, money is not the paradigm of success. Some of us, we have, and that's how you know, these are the people that are ruining the dating market. That's just the simple truth. No, when you start saying that once a guy has money, another guy does not have money, which one will you pick? Baba, now on top your OT. Now on top your OT.
Spoken like a true broke person.
Standard. See, let me actually give you the gist. Fact, there are guys that actually do the thing. I can't say it obviously. This is a PG audience. And there are guys that actually finance the thing. And I bet you, and I tell you facts. Some of us that we do the thing, we see when your alert enter. I'm just telling you on a coded level. Some of us that we do the thing, we will see when your alert enter. They will tell you thank you, and they will thank us in a different way.
This sounds like sports to you.
You understand? But I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. So the idea that money equals success is not true, which has been proven in the laurels, which has been proven also in the individual laurels. When you look at the only player that has been spectacular in this generation that has not played in La Liga will probably be Kevin De Bruyne. That's probably the only player in this generation that will say, okay, he's one of the best in this generation and did not play in La Liga. Every other player had to go through the La Liga school of education. How old is Alan? Alan's destiny, everybody knows he's still going to. How old is Alan? Alan is 23. Wait, let him be 25. Let's see where he's going to end up. So everybody knows La Liga is the standard. And the idea and the marketing and the promotion and the English of the Premier League is not going to change that, at least not anytime soon, especially when Real Madrid is set to win their 15th Champions League.
So Tosin and Tunde have given us their thoughts in La Liga and the Premier League. But what about you? Do you really agree with them? Or maybe yours is the Serie A, the Ligue 1, or even the Bundesliga? I am Jimmy Anishilowo, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by Bet Bonanza. High odds, fast payouts.